We already have followers, Chad.
What, Mom?
Family members?
How many burner accounts does Mom have?
Where's Harry at?
He probably bailed because he liked it.
Oh, well.
Look who it is.
Mr. 8 a.m. himself.
I've been ready since 8, and you guys were
Where you
lollygagging.
been?
Ooh,
I
we've
texted.
been texting we've been texting the group this whole time.
Oh my god, I was the first one on my computer waiting.
What are you just sitting there on Pornhub? You lost track of time? Didn't get on Riverside?
No, it was like 2 minutes.
I mean, I think mine looks good.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Fine, you look like you're shooting on a fucking potato.
I probably have the same thing as Harry.
Yeah, from my perspective, Chad's has the worst video quality.
And he's sitting here harping on me saying mine looks like shit.
I think just my lighting in here is not great.
It's that Austin internet, too.
I have Google Fiber.
Well, you don't have enough of it.
Enough. Today we are talking about The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1. And we are trying to decide if it is good or if it's total dog shit.
Total dog shit.
Me and Harry were fighting for the podcast last night, and Chad is, I don't want to do it anymore.
I didn't say that once. I was just recording all day and I'm sick and I'm tired.
Have you eaten your elk meat this week?
Yeah, I had 3 pounds last night.
Yeah, last night we were talking about the podcast. Chad goes, it's too much work. I'm out.
I didn't say I'm out. I said I need help with editing. That's it.
Oh, Harry's got a new backdrop today.
Yeah, where are you in,
Go
like, a
Hawkeyes.
laundry room?
No,
Or is it an office?
it's an office.
Like, I
Does
imagine there's
H
like a...
stand for Harry?
Laundry room.
I imagine there's like a drop sink back there by the window. We were talking about Mom and how she loves the podcast. And she goes, it's so cringy. No, Mom, that's not what you're supposed to say.
No, she thinks that cringy is good.
Yeah.
Probably. And they were like, how many bot accounts do you think Mom has? And I was like, she called me to ask if she was subscribed to the channel at all. So I don't think she's making bot accounts.
I don't think we should spoil the game until like later on in the episode if we do it all.
Yeah, Allie doesn't know what happens in the game, so we really probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I was talking to Brittany last night about the show, and I was like saying all these things, and she's like, yeah, but you can't talk about that.
Yeah. I forgot.
Because we know what happens, but we don't know how much of it they're going to use in the show.
We're going to have to tiptoe a lot because Allie has not played the game. And I fall into the camp of I loved both games, regardless of what people on the internet say about the second one. I think the second one had really fun gameplay. I didn't care for the story as much, but like the actual experience was a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't understand all the hate it got.
At first,
Yeah,
I was
so-
a little annoyed that you had to switch perspectives like halfway through.
Yeah, but it was also kind of
I got
cool.
used to it.
It was like
Yeah.
cool that like by the end of it you like felt for her.
No, I felt like it was cool, but still, I was like, God, I gotta collect more ammo and all this shit again.
Oh, Allie is cooked.
No, I'm not. I got it.
There's a Shrek rave over there.
She's infected.
Oh, yeah. Man, the makeup on those things, the zombies in Last of Us, great. This one is like, it's kind of scary to talk about because people are so passionate about this show, and they're passionate about the casting of Ellie. So if you say anything negative, you're automatically put into a certain camp.
But I have a question. Do you guys all played the
Yeah.
game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it's more enjoyable show if you've played the game or if you're just coming in blind?
I think I would
Probably
enjoy it a lot more blind
Yeah.
because I see Ellie as the Ellie from the game, and
She doesn't feel like the same character to me. Like, neither one of them do.
Yeah, that would bug me.
Joel's
Yeah, I
all
would say-
right.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal did a, I think, decent job as Joel, but like Ellie was one of my favorite characters of any piece of media after I played The Last of Us, so I had like such a strong like reaction to her storyline in the game. And the whole time I was watching season 1, I was taken out of the show by just comparing scenes and comparing characters to their video game counterpart, that by the time like what was in the game, one of the most like emotional rides I've ever had with a piece of media, and that final scene happened, I was like kind of sitting in silence just like processing it. And in the show I like barely felt anything when the credits rolled, because I couldn't get emotionally invested because I was comparing it to the video game the whole time.
You're just upset that she's not hot. Is that it?
I never thought of the video game Ellie as hot either.
That's like the argument I always see when anyone criticizes like the casting for Ellie. There's always, oh, you just don't, you wanted this 14-year-old video game character to be hot. It's like, well, why can't I just dislike the casting?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, she
really
was great in
interested
Game of
to
Thrones.
Yeah, I really want to hear Allie's perspective, like throughout season 1 and this season, about like what it's like to watch the show not having played the video game, because a lot of my criticism is when I compare it to the game, and I don't know if like it's even possible for Allie to have the same criticisms that I'm gonna have.
Yeah, it's hard to separate the two, because in this, she still feels more like a child compared to the game. Like by this time, she's a little more grown up, and she's like brooding, and she's avoiding Joel, but it doesn't feel like she's so rebellious and kind of going out of her way to not listen to everybody, you know? And she was still cautious. In this one in particular, she feels like, you know, they go into where the clicker's at, and it just feels like they're goofing around, and that doesn't feel like Ellie.
I did not like that scene. That was pretty cheeseball.
I mean, coming from somebody who didn't play the game, I feel kind of always like I'm maybe missing something. Like, oh, I should know who this character is, maybe,
There was a
or
lot of-
something like that. So I don't know, like, which characters I should know who they are and which I shouldn't.
On this episode, there was a lot of that.
And then the other thing is, I don't buy that part of Ellie's character, even though I don't know the game. Like, it's kind of, I was very irritated, and maybe it's because I'm also watching Sopranos right now, but I'm just tired of angsty teenage characters. So I'm like, I was pretty annoyed as somebody who didn't play the game. I was pretty annoyed by her this whole episode.
Allie, do you want to give your perspective?
Yeah, so maybe it's just that I'm not sure how much time has passed between the last season and now, but the like regular goings on of life, it just felt like everything was too regular every day to me. Like I a little bit didn't care about her angsty drama with Joel. I don't really feel like she has a reason to be that like angsty. It just was a little much, I thought. Like the daddy daughter drama I wrote was a little cheese ball. And then when Joel was like, "Hey, don't tell anyone I'm in therapy." I don't know. The regular everyday life stuff, I wasn't ready for the whole episode to be like, now we have a therapist, and now we have like all these relationships that have occurred, and I don't know.
I think part of that is they settled into a community. In the game, they have kind of settled into a routine in this place, but I don't know how that plays if you haven't played the game. It might seem like it's sort of out of nowhere.
Well, like the first level in the game, isn't it? Like you're walking around the Jackson Hole for quite a while.
Something like that. It's very similar.
Yeah, and there's
a lot of scenes that are like taken directly from
the kissing scene when the guy like yells some homophobic stuff at them. That was like scene for scene from the game.
Oh, really?
Except for Joel didn't just run up and knock him to the ground. They got in each other's face, and he wasn't so aggro about it.
He shoved him.
Yeah.
But on this, he like bowling balled him. Like
I know, and it's like an old man.
I just
felt
like
bad
a
for the guy.
wrecking ball.
Yeah, there was definitely more of a a conflict and a confrontation in that scene. But for the most part, that scene was very like shot for shot like the game. And like of the whole episode, I thought that one was like probably transferred to screen the best from all the other ones. So like Chad, you mentioned the scene like when they go and they do the recon, right? Mm-hmm. And I also like I liked when they brought the stalker in. They did the whole scene where they introduced that new like enemy type. Because in the game it was also like a very kind of tense moment. I thought they captured that part well. But when they first do that recon mission and they go into there and Ellie and Dina are like about to take on a clicker, like just 1v1, like Dina didn't even help. It was just like this 1v1 with the clicker. Mm-hmm. In the game, that just made total sense. You didn't even think about it. You were playing a video game, so it made sense to have some action and fight some enemies. In the show, it just did not play as naturally. Like I was like, is Ellie about to go take on a clicker by herself with just a knife? Like it's nothing.
In the first one, it's like it's a big deal to take one down.
Yeah,
and like everyone avoids
how
them.
Scary clickers are, and there's like when you first hear a clicker, Joel is like terrified. And the first clicker we see in season 2 is, all right, I'm gonna go take this one out. Let's make a joke before I do it, and then they take it out like it's nothing.
Well, she throws the bottle, and then she just walks right where the bottle was and steps over.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
I thought
the same thing.
I like the bottle throw.
Yeah,
like it was cool that they did that in it. And it's like,
she's
that's a cute little callback. And then she just trudges on through.
And then she jumps on his back. Like there's a scene in another movie or show where there's like a little thing that jumps on someone's back and is like stabbing it really quickly.
Oh, that's
Tropic Thunder.
It reminded me of Tropic Thunder.
In the Crikey Fuck is half squat.
I was wrong! Blow the bridge! Blow the fucking bridge!
I was wrong.
I thought the same
I was
thing,
wrong. He comes running over the bridge.
Such a good movie.
They do things like that are like, remember the big, like it's very reminiscent of a game. Like when they climbed on the truck to get in through the back way of the building, that was very The Last of Us video game. And they see the bottle. I'm like, oh, they're gonna do the bottle thing. And it's like, oh, they don't understand what the bottle is for. It's to move the clicker away from you.
Move, not to get it to come to you.
It throws it like at her feet.
Yeah, the episode opens with some new characters that Allie may or may not know of.
Oh, I am stoked. Okay. First I'll say the cinematography, like I love the coloring.
Yeah, it all looks great.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So there were a lot of times where I was like, this scene looks so good. And especially with the entrance of Catherine O'Hara. And I'm so excited. And I don't even care if she's a good like casting or if that character's even in the video game. Like it just makes me so happy that she's in the show, and I'm thrilled.
Yeah, that was her introduction. It's another one of those where unfortunately I'm just comparing it to the video game and I'm just like, what character was she? And then I realized that she's kind of being used as a exposition piece where it's just they can give us some more information about Joel while cutting out a lot of Joel's scenes from the beginning of the game. And so they created this new character. And so the whole time I'm like taken out of it again because it's a character that doesn't exist in the game. And my concern now is this another character that they are adding in that they're just going to drop and not have a full storyline through?
Like the girl from Kansas City?
Yeah, just like in season
that
1.
Was so much wasted time on that.
They put named characters into the first season to, I don't even know, like just to try to give more weight to like big character deaths or something like that. But I'm
we
worried
didn't
that
see like Catherine
O'Hara. Catherine O'Hara's character is going to not have a full through line because it's not going to have the game to pull from.
So we didn't see, like, when she said, "You killed my husband." That's just, like, an understood backstory. We didn't,
No,
like, do we
he's
know who Eugene is?
in the game. You kind of do. He was like, but you never actually see him. He was he was the guy who's growing weed in the basement, and he like died of natural causes at an old age. And that's like, remember when they find that big bunker underground and banging it? So it's just like the Eugene thing was just like a cute callback for
Classic.
gamers.
But she's not in the game.
Bangin' bunker.
I don't think he's going
Okay.
to therapy. Yeah, and then they use her also sometimes for comedic relief. Like in the dance hall, they cut to her like taking a sip of her whiskey, looking at them like, oh, jeez. I don't really like little things like that.
It's like on Game of Thrones when the dragon smiles at Jon Snow when they kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because that scene, that dance hall scene, was predefined by the game, and then Catherine O'Hara's character was spliced in at the end. It felt like a sketch on like Jimmy Kimmel or something, where they like put in a green screen a character into a scene that they didn't actually belong in.
Yeah, she didn't look like she was actually there.
It's going to be really hard to talk about it without ruining anything, but it is interesting what direction they're taking Abby's storyline.
Yeah, I think
Sorry, which one is Abby? She's with the Fireflies.
Yeah, and
She's with
her-
the kids
yeah.
that all work at the Gap.
Yeah.
Her casting
Okay.
is great.
Speaking of the Gap, you guys are going to have a lot of great insight on if the casting was good compared to the video game, and having a lot of discussion about like the scenes that are impactful compared to that. My discussion is going to go in this direction. Questions that people maybe who have not played the game might also have. One, where does Moira get her makeup from? She had a full face of well-matched foundation, a nice lipstick shade.
I mean,
Where is she
It's
where's
only,
she
like,
getting her
only 20
supplies?
years.
Where's her beauty blender?
20 years after the Fallout, right?
Right, but like where are they finding all of this stuff?
Well, like a lot of the
Stealing it from
population's
stores.
dead, so no one's using it.
Yeah, but they just happen to experience the end of the world near an Ulta,
Well, in the game,
You
you
travel across
near
the
a
country.
Sephora.
in the game you're like going around sourcing ammo and like health kits, like med kits and guns and stuff. So she's probably going around sourcing like lipsticks and blushes and shit like that.
Like she
Her
had to get like
satchel's
her,
full. She's like,
the-
I gotta leave this brush behind.
have any more room for this primer?
Yep.
I got my Anastasia Beverly Hills.
I gotta swap out
My
my mascara
Kylie
for
lip
the
kit.
lipstick.
Yeah.
I would play that part of the game. Like that would be kind of fun for me. Like you have to get what supplies you're going to keep. My other question is, I can go into a store full of all the size options. I'll go to a Target, all the size options. I can't find anything that looks good on me. How do all of these people have clothes that fit perfectly?
I don't feel like most of them are dirty enough. Especially Abby's ragtag team of well-groomed mall kids. Like they show up and they look like they're in some kind of like CW show.
Oh my god, I literally
Oh, they-
wrote on here CW
Yes.
and I underlined it 3 times because that intro like felt so just CW. Like the interactions between the characters, like you can tell that was a newly written scene for the show. And I want to talk about that scene specifically because it reveals a lot that the game holds on to as far as like when you learn things about Abby. It's not really a spoiler to talk about now, but you don't learn that she's in the Fireflies when you first meet her. You find out like that is a reveal that she has a connection to the Fireflies. You don't even know that she is looking for Joel. Like when she reveals that she is looking for Joel this whole time because she's on her own quest, it's a big moment in the game, and it like is one of the catalysts to the rest of the story. And they show their hand there with her character and her group immediately. It's like the intro to the show, and it just, I can already tell it's going to take away from a couple key turning points in the show later down the line.
That's what I was saying earlier. Is like, what do you guys think about the direction they're taking Abby's character in? Because like, they showed like her motivation immediately, and I was like, huh, Well, that's different. That's not how it went in the game, but they must have a plan.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're going to structure this compared to the game and how much weight it will have comparatively.
I'm excited to see Abby's character on screen.
I think that actress is good. I think she could have played
yeah,
Ellie.
that's what I was
real
thinking.
well.
She looks more like Ellie than Ellie does, but it like I don't want to harp on like her looking like Ellie too much because it's like been beaten like a dead horse, and it's like you don't have to look like the character to be good, but like still like it's her aura and everything just feels different than Ellie does.
Yeah, I don't want to pile. There's so many people that pile on Bella Ramsey online that
Yeah.
I just don't want to
Are
do
you
that. I think it's
shuffling
weird
notes?
when people go online and start attacking
Yeah,
the
hate that
actors
she
and
gets
stuff.
is like
It's
really.
like she is to me miscast, but that's not her fault.
Yeah, like what is she gonna say? No, I'm not gonna play Ellie, and it's like
Right.
because some fucking internet nerds want her to look more like Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I agree. I'm not happy with the casting, but I'm not gonna go like on Reddit and talk about how disgusting I think she is or something like all these assholes do.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But she's not great.
No.
And that it comes back to the acting too. Her acting's not great.
Yeah.
I also
No,
wouldn't go
so we-
online and tell her that. You know, it's like leave her alone.
We got some good Ellie faces this episode.
She does feel like a video game character the way she delivers her lines, so I wonder if that's a directing acting note that they're giving some of them.
Well, she's
I-
never played the game, and she says she does not want to be influenced by the game at all. And it's like, well, maybe you should, because like, don't you want the source material a little bit?
Well, I agree with what Chad said because, you know, growing up, our 17 subscribers might not know this, but we were a video game family. And most of the time, I just watched you guys play because you were really good and it was entertaining. So, like, watching Jake play the freaking clock
Resident
tower,
Evil.
whichever one, the scary little girl laughing or whatever.
Silent Hill.
Yeah. So watching you guys play those, there are some times that Ellie like gives lines that I feel like are video game esque. So I don't know if she's doing that on purpose, but even in this episode, I felt that way. But I also felt like as a protagonist and like a main character, I find her very annoying. So it's very hard for me sometimes to care about her storylines because I just can't. Maybe it's just me that I now find like the angsty teen characters to be very irritating, and probably because I was a very angsty teenager, so maybe I'm just annoyed with myself. But
Oh man, what about
can't-
in the game? Like you're always like weary. Like Ellie and them are. No matter the fact that she is immune, she's still like very careful around clickers and shit. Like we were talking about, and she just like gets bit on the stomach and like just cuts
She's
into
like,
it.
dang it.
Like who's to say that it's not going to infect her that time? You know.
Yeah, it's like she's been bit 100 times and she knows that it wasn't just like
She wasn't even concerned about being bit by one of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she was cleaning
was
her
like,
room,
"Shucky
like,
darn."
yeah, she's not gonna get like infected by the fungus, but she's definitely gonna get an infection of some kind if she doesn't treat that properly.
Let me just cut this more.
She dies from like just pus and improper care of a wound.
Gangrene.
Well, yeah, and Joel almost died from. What did he get shot or something in the first one?
He got impaled. I think he fell onto
Yeah,
like, a fence. Or
and that was
something.
like a whole
Hate
arc of the
getting
game.
impaled.
Of like
It's the worst.
that's like when you really get to play as Ellie and try to save Joel, and he's like rotting in this basement for like a big portion of the game. And on this, she's getting bit by literal fucking fungus monsters. It's just fine.
That's a band name right there.
Literal fucking fungus monsters.
That's the name. That's the title of the episode. Literal fucking fungus monster.
Well, speaking of bands, did you see the White Stripes vinyl in her room? That was
Yeah.
cool.
I popped for that.
And Nirvana.
You popped?
Man,
Yeah, that's what the kids say.
he blew his load.
What the hell
did-
does that mean?
The kids say that?
Which
Popped.
kids?
I think those.
Ew, I hate that.
Kids are not bopping anymore, Frank.
Is that like bricked? You got bricked up?
That was a It was a cute little callback though, or like a thing for the game, because you can go in record stores and Ellie's like really obsessed with comics and records. And
In this, did it show Joel giving her the guitar, or like wanting to teach her?
No, I bet you there's gonna be a lot of flashbacks this season
Probably.
of stuff happening in that town. There's a key moment on the porch that it looked like they were gonna do this episode that they didn't do, but like I'm like seeing these happen. I'm like, all right, they're definitely gonna come back to that at some point. So that's where the structure of the season is gonna be interesting. Like, I think we're gonna come back to the town a lot through like flashbacks.
I just always, anytime there's a zombie series or movie, it's always the most boring when they find a settlement. It's like once it turns into just a zombie drama, it's like, whatever.
Soap opera with zombies in the background.
Yeah, like The Walking Dead when they got to Alexandria, it just like, I don't know, it just turned into a soap opera. And like suddenly in the first episodes of The Walking Dead, like killing a zombie was such a big deal, and then there's literally hordes of them, and it's like,
It's kind of what they're
I'm
doing
gonna
here.
climb under a dumpster and get away from them.
Like, we're
Yeah.
just going to ignore people and climb into this thing and go jump on the back of this clicker. No big deal.
As somebody with a lot of anxiety, I just don't think that I could go on with my normal everyday, like, I got a therapy appointment at 2:00 and then I'm going to make a ham sandwich, knowing that there are mushroom monsters farting around outside of camp. Like, even if we were settled, I would still be worried at all times.
Oh, the stalker was cool. That was fun.
The one that
Crawls on the floor.
that was a cool. I was very nervous about that.
But then the way she talks to the council about it, it just doesn't feel like Ellie. It feels like the show's going out of its way to make her unlikable.
She's very unlikable.
And I don't know if they're doing that for when a turn happens, to make it more impactful, that maybe she changes more into the kind of angry, vengeful badass that she is in the game.
Yeah, it annoys me a little bit how she's like trying to prove so much, how she instantly didn't listen to Kat, how she like just has so much FU attitude towards literally everybody, and she thinks she's such a badass. It's like, okay, you can be a badass, but like people can still die because you're being reckless. So
And she's not necessarily believable as a badass.
yeah, I
This
think that's what it
version of her,
is. Yeah.
She still feels like maybe she's 14.
Like, you're telling me that this baby-faced nincompoop is, like, more trustworthy than some of the, like, I don't want to say men, but just some of the more well-seasoned, like, tougher people in the camp.
Oh, yeah. When they were in the council and he said something about, they were talking about him and Joel potentially doing that. And they're like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Like, well, they're like 19-year-old girls. There is a difference. These guys are older
Nope,
and
you
have been
can't say
doing
that,
it
Chad.
longer.
You're gonna get us canceled.
Well, but even Kat, like, I would trust Kat more to lead a watch versus Ellie, because Ellie's reckless as hell. I'd rather go with somebody like Kat, who follows the rules and has a little bit more like respect for caution.
Which one's Kat?
She was the one who led what was that her name? She led the
The one with the bangs?
she led the troops when Ellie and her new girlfriend went
Oh, yeah.
rogue.
The Dina casting's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Dina was good.
I love Tommy's casting. I think that's like one of my favorites brought into the show.
Now, not to offend you guys, but I do feel like the only one of us that would maybe thrive in this world would be Justin.
Yes.
'Cause we don't have survival skills in our family, I don't think. Well, I guess Harry camps.
Well, Justin
I
already
can't.
hunts mushrooms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I camp,
Justin
I collect
hunts mushrooms.
I,
He goes
He
foraging
knows
under
how to
pig
garden.
shit.
I'm a
He
gardener.
can cook like plants.
Chickens. I have chickens.
What do I have? Nothing. I would not survive. I have
You'd be
no.
like-
I have
you'd
a
be like
guitar. I
Piper
can do what
on-
Joel does.
I
You'd be
don't
like
have marketable
Piper.
skills.
I just need air conditioning.
Yeah, I would. I feel like these clothes do not fit me, and I could not find my shade when we went through that last Sephora.
So, Allie, having not played the game, what are your predictions for where this season's going to go and what's going to happen?
I think some unlucky, lovable character is going to die because Ellie's reckless. I think maybe Abby could be won over to the good people's side. I think, Joel's going to find some healing in therapy. This would be a great episode to be sponsored by like BetterHelp or something.
BetterHelp.
Speaking
If
of,
you got zombie
speaking of-
fungus monsters, we got pills for you.
Are you suffering from literal fucking zombie fungus monsters?
Hey, there's an ad read.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna handle when they go golfing.
I feel like I need one more episode before I can have predictions about like what's going to happen, because truthfully I didn't really remember last season. I also was shocked to find out this is only season 2, because I feel like I watched a lot more of it than just one season and couldn't remember everything that happened. So
Yeah, maybe we should talk about season 1 a little bit.
About how rushed it was.
Yeah, very rushed. I feel like
Yeah.
that game could, or that
That could have been
that
2
first game
seasons
could have
for
been
sure.
2 seasons.
And they
this
could have
one-
cut out the Kansas City chick stuff. Like, I would have much rather seen them building on Ellie and Joel's relationship more.
They made it seem more like a villain of the week type show.
Yeah.
And I liked the kind of filler secondary story episodes, but when you only have 9 episodes in a season, to do 2 of them felt weird and just distracted from the main story.
It's sort of kind of surprising. Like, everyone thought I would think episode 3 was total dog shit with Nick Offerman.
I love Nick Offerman.
I loved that episode. Like,
I thought it was a good episode too.
I do
just
wish
felt like
it would have been sprinkled in more with the main story, like going
Yeah.
back, like showing Joel and Ellie doing their shit and then going back to them. I never like when shows
the
go,
bottle episodes.
yeah, they go fully into a different story and then circle back after. It's like,
And they did it twice when you have
Yeah.
the whole game as source material. And that whole story was from the first game was good.
yeah. And people are so mad that Bill and Frank were gay in the show. And it's like, did you not play the game? Like, oh, they weren't gay in the game. It's like, they absolutely were. What the fuck are you talking about?
We didn't meet the other guy, but
No,
it was
he was
implied.
dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, he left a note saying, like, pretty much, I would rather be dead than spend another moment like in this life living with you or something like that. And so that their story was a lot bleaker and sadder in the game for sure. But I think that was one of the big changes in the show that I really liked. I thought it was cool. I liked that they expanded on them a little bit more, and it was rare to watch a zombie show where 2 characters live out their entire lives and die together, like, without being torn apart by zombies.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more of their story. And also, like, probably better to be gay in a zombie land, because there's no chance you're going to have to try and, like, raise any accidental children.
I think that's
And-
the point. Don't you want to repopulate?
Not
It's a lot of
me.
work.
Yeah.
You're raising more supplies suckers.
And it's like, someone shut that baby up. There's clickers around.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, anybody have size 2T clothes?
I did cry at that episode with the 2 guys dying
Yeah.
together.
I did too.
When
I
he
thought you were going to say with 2 guys banging.
when he poisoned his own fucking wine as well. And Nick Offerman, just like something about his like the crow's feet in his eyes. He just
Ugh.
just looks so cute and sad, and like I totally fell for that episode.
But that's the problem, because we're talking about season 1, and that's the thing that stands out to us.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not the story.
I'm not saying I like season 1.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that was a good
As a
adaptation.
non-video game player, I did like season 1. I thought the moment where Joel called Ellie baby girl was very moving. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
here's
think
a
maybe you should play
new-
the game to see how much better it is.
Okay.
Or just watch a compilation of all the cutscenes.
We'd have a side bunch of videos of like me streaming playing the game.
The first episode of season 1 was pretty badass.
Hmm.
With the whole truck scene, and it's like
The Walking
same,
Dead.
Yeah, it's the same visuals from the game of them driving around in the truck, and then like the plane blowing up behind them and shit. That was all very well done, and then kind of turned
Yeah,
sour.
this season feels like it's going to be a bit glossier or something.
What does that mean? What
I don't
what
know. It feels
kinda,
like...
what kind of Chad documentary filmmaking school traveling Chad nonsense was that?
What? It just feels glossier.
It's glossier.
Like
Not
you mean
any-
like they're glossing over stuff, or like
Just
visually it's
more,
glossier?
It's incendiary.
I guess more just mainstream and slick. And I don't know if they're going to be safer, but that's what it feels like currently.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
clicker scene was bullshit.
My problem with season 1 is it felt rushed, and it felt like they didn't utilize their time well with Joel and Ellie's story. And after seeing this episode, I have no idea how many seasons it's going to take to tell the story of the second game.
They're doing
Like,
4 seasons
they're-
only.
4 seasons only, so just the first and second game. The second game is going to be 3 seasons.
How many
They
games
said
are
they
there?
might expand beyond the game a little bit, but I think the main through line is going to be the second game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
then
gonna
they
say,
should have
'cause-
split up the first game.
Yeah, they're like willing to do the second game in 3 seasons potentially, but the
So
first game they
we're
crammed into
already
one.
in the second game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting that they're showing stuff from the ending of the second game, or like way down the line, and they're already showing it. So it's like, are
Wait,
they
are they?
rushing it?
From
Yeah,
the
like-
ending?
Not all. It's like down further in the game, like Abby being part of the Fireflies, like stuff like that were big parts.
Yeah, she showed up halfway through the second game, something like that.
Well,
I think you know of her.
it intros with Abby. In
Yeah,
the
you
game,
play as her at the
similar to
beginning.
how
Right.
it does, and you're like, okay, who's this? Who's this group? And you don't know their motivation. You are just kind of following this new group of people, getting to know these characters a little bit, and then they meet up with a group, and then it cuts, and then we get everything we got in the first episode of this season. So the intro to Abby was way more subtle. Like, you really didn't know her motivations. It was just kind of like, this group of characters is going to interact with this group of characters, but you don't know to what extent that's going to be.
And then in this episode, she stares directly into the camera and she goes, "I am gonna kill Joel."
I am mad because of Joel hurting my feelings for a reason that's related to the Fireflies. Just
Yeah, like it's kind of cool though. This episode ended where the second game starts. Like when they're running in that snowy forest or whatever, and like the second game, I'm pretty sure starts when you're on that mountain as Abby, and that level was fun as fuck. When you're
Wait, when
running,
it shows,
you're running
at-
through the woods, and the zombies are chasing you down that snow hill, and then it's like you have to crawl under that fence, and like that whole gameplay section was great. I loved it.
and then at the end of this episode, when it showed the little fungi fingers coming out of that pipe plant pot, is that part of the game? Are we supposed to think that a bunch of fungies are about to come into this community? Is that what they're setting
Yeah.
up for?
So they
No, like-
replaced the spores with the little fungus fingers.
Yeah, the fungies were.
Yeah.
I felt like the fungies were intruding.
But
Yeah,
Alec,
there were
yes,
no
so-
fungi fingers in the game, but that part I had to like figure out what was happening, because they bust through that pipe in the town and there's roots in there. But when Brittany and I were watching, we immediately assumed it was fungi fingers, and they're just like, oh, it's roots. And then later they showed the fungi fingers in there, suggesting that, like, at first I was like, wait, does that mean they're going to infect the town through the fungus fingers? But that's not how it works. They're feelers to tell the rest of the horde where the people are.
Oh,
And so that's like insinuating that there's going to be a
horde coming.
horde of, yeah.
So they can't get infected by the fungus fingers?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
There
They
was
can't,
like
like-
their communication network.
It
Didn't
doesn't
one
like
of
get
the-
into their greenhouse and stuff. That won't matter.
In the first season, didn't one of them use their fungi fingers to make out with that
Yeah.
one girl and kill her?
Yep. They so they transfer like so you saw a little bit of it.
Disappointed. He goes,
You saw a little bit of it in this
Yep.
episode when Ellie got bit. You could see the fungus tendrils going into her bite,
And
and
coming out of
so
the
they
nose
change
and
how the
shit.
infection works. So instead of like spores getting into your lungs and everything, and being transferred through like, I guess they made it make more sense for a bite because it's showing you how the transfer happens by putting the tendrils into you. But in one of the episodes of season 1, Tess is about to get bit, but this specific infected decided that it wanted to kiss the infection into Tess's mouth
It's so dumb.
instead of bite her. And yeah, that was a choice.
Zombies
For
need
sure.
love too, Harry.
Have we-
Well,
I
it's
let
a
that
bummer, too.
slide. When I first saw it, I was like, ugh. But I'll let it slide because maybe the show will still be great.
Oh man, look at this. Dog shit. Did you just step in that on purpose?
that's when I first got my whiffing of dog shit. I was like,
It was the initial.
yeah. I was watching and I was so into the show. I was like, I had friends over to watch the first episode, and then like I was freaking out as like a gamer, and I was like, this show is going to be fucking crazy. And I remember texting you guys like, dude, this opening episode is so good. And then the zombie kissed Tess, and I was like, wait a second. What's going on here?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it hit for me. Like loving the show. Tess is like her character death was like it hit really big, but the way they did it on the game was like kind of in the background. So it was like this like duality of like this really important character's dying, but you're not even seeing it. It's happening in the background, and then you see her body later type of thing. And in this one, it was just like, oh, I could see why they did that because it's
It's like a
You need to take
slow
a photo of
motion kiss.
Beyonce when
Slow
when she
motion.
gets kissed or Tess gets kissed and shows Beyonce like,
It was like a romantic scene in a teen comedy. It like walks up slowly to her in the high school gym.
You're like excited for Corey and Topanga to make out.
do you think they're going to introduce spores?
I don't think so.
No.
I think they changed it entirely. Yeah,
Yeah.
Allie, it's not literal fucking fungus monsters in the game. It's like airborne spores.
Yeah,
Feels
so like
like that should be a T-shirt.
this disease is airborne in the game, and like there are a lot of full gameplay parts where you have to wear a mask or else you die.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to cover Pedro Pascal's face and like Bella Ramsey.
Well, they did in
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
you don't want to cover that
I know
face.
that's why I was confused about that. Like that's everyone is saying that it's like they didn't want to have these like famous actors have their faces covered most of it, but it's like this actor's literally successfully done that.
Yeah, but just
Yeah,
because
there's-
one show covered his beautiful, beautiful face doesn't mean
Oh, yeah.
another
I
show
mean-
wants to.
I think it
He
also
is Daddy. He's Daddy Joel for sure.
I think it also they didn't want to have to deal with the logistics of having an airborne virus. 'Cause
Yeah, continuity
thought-
would be really hard with that.
I thought too that they were saying it was easier to show
Right.
like the
Yeah, for
fungi
sure.
fingers versus something in the air.
yeah.
I think this is like it's gonna permeate through the whole season of like the disadvantage that we're gonna be at playing the game and like knowing the story and seeing the changes, and like we don't see them for the first time like you will, Allie, so it only is gonna read as a change rather than the original intention. There are scenes in the second game that they just won't be able to do or have the same impact that is related to spores. Like there's this one specific scene that like just came to mind where like a character goes into a very spore infested basement, and it's just like when they end up in that basement, you're just like they're fucked. Like holy shit. Like yeah, like they won't be able to do that scene in a similar way, that you can't have that same impact of someone just entering a room and feeling that sense of dread just by being in a room that you got from the spore version of the infection.
Man, some of
Especially
those,
now that they're playing piggyback rides on the clickers.
some of the spore levels, like in the subways in the first game, were crazy. Well, Allie already knows that Ellie is like immune to it
Yeah.
because she's been bitten, so that's not a spoiler. But so in the first game, there's one when you're Ellie and you're like in these tunnels and you don't have a mask on, and there's bad guys in there with gas masks, and like they see that she doesn't have a mask on, and she's like, "What?" And, like you can hear them yelling, like, "What the fuck? She's not wearing a mask!" And like, so you pretty much have to kill all these guys so they don't know about her. It's pretty fun game.
Yeah, Allie, I still kind of want a little more of your perspective, having not played the game at all.
Okay. So the Ellie character, she feels like, I know I've said this already, but she seems so reckless to me. Like I feel even the way that she doesn't seem that concerned about getting bit. She's not really trying to hide it very well. I wasn't sure why she was that pissed off at Joel. I enjoy it, but I just feel like there's things that don't really make a ton of sense.
Yeah, the point about her being pissed at Joel, like what is your read on that?
To me, it's just like she thinks maybe he lied to her about something with the fireflies. She doesn't have any rhyme or reason for that necessarily. She just was like, "Are you telling me the truth?" And he said, "Yeah." And now she hates him? Like, because they had gone through all this character building. He called her baby girl, sweet moments, blah, blah, blah. And now we're full teen angst.
It does feel like a
in-
leap in the
based
show.
off of a hunch.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did Dina say that she was going to watch a movie with Joel?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the game, that was Ellie, and that like they created this new relationship with Joel and Dina that didn't exist in the game. Like Joel and Dina had no like connection at all in the game, and that line in the game like is weird because the writers of the show are like the creators of the game. So you would like some of these moments that to me
one of
were
them.
important. Neil Druckmann, the creator of the game, is definitely involved, right?
Yeah, but it's
And
Craig
so-
Mazin. He did Chernobyl, which was a
Chernobyl
great
was
show.
great.
Right. But that movie line, that gonna watch a movie with Joel line seems small. But to me, when I played the game, that was a big deal because it was Ellie who said that. And it shows her being mad at Joel, and her saying that she's going to watch a movie with Joel was like kind of like an olive branch. Like she was trying, and she was like trying to be more mature, even though she had all these conflicted feelings with Joel, but she was still gonna see if she could get past it and just maybe try a night of normalcy and just watch a movie with him. But by putting it on Dina, it like changes the whole meaning of it, even though it's small. Like it no longer has any real impact to me.
And I think I would like her character better if there was a little more like conflict in how she felt. It just seems like they're going really far in the direction of, I hate Joel, I'm pissed off, I'm going to rebel against whatever anybody tells me, like, don't hold back punches and F you, and I'm, it was a little much.
It was more. I don't know if it was more subtle in the game, but it felt different. She just felt more conflicted and was avoiding Joel, and it didn't feel like all out hate. And
Yeah, she was just coming across very bratty.
oh, what do you think about her fighting the big dude?
Yeah, that was cheeseball.
So, I was confused at first because I was like thinking, no, they already escaped this fight. Like, why is it starting off with this scene? And then I was like, okay, they're in the settlement. But that from the very beginning, the tone was set of like, she's too big for her britches. The amount of toughness they're trying to give her isn't realistic. Like, I just don't. Immediately, I was like, what previous life experience does she have that would make her this good of a fighter or this much of an asset to this group of survivalists?
In the first game, you kind of get that. Like You kind of get to grow with Ellie and see where she's becoming this badass. And like that was my big complaint with season 1 is I feel like a lot of the character development and building with Joel and Ellie like isn't there. And
Yeah,
so,
just
like,
her
Yeah, I
her
feel-
level of badassery is not believable to me.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that even beginning scene where she was fighting the big dude, they did mention he pulled his punch, but she still at the end took him down, and I feel like that was like an overcompensation for her being a badass. That like even Ellie in the game at that point, I don't think could have taken that guy down with an armbar. You
Right.
know, like that wouldn't have made sense even for the video game Ellie, and like I don't know. I feel like that was their way of expressing that Ellie's a badass, but like that dude was huge.
He would have
Like-
broken her skull if he didn't pull his. That's how you train. Like you don't really go full on. You'll,
Or
Yeah, and her
how-
face is all like bloody, like they're just beating the shit out of this girl.
Yeah, and when they're about to go on their watch or their little mission, whatever the hell they called it, that when that guy was like, the others look up to you for some reason, and I just was like, they probably wouldn't though. You're just a little
Yeah.
angsty teenager in a room listening to Nirvana and stuff. Like no survivalist fighting for their life is going to be like that reckless one. That's who I look up to.
I didn't buy that either when he told them that they all look up to them. I'm like, why?
For
if
what?
Yeah.
Like they're not giving me a reason to really root for her. Even that girl Dina being into her, I wasn't buying because I'm like,
Yeah.
what positive characteristic is she offering for this beautiful this beautiful new character to be
That
that
her.
into her?
I didn't really buy
I feel
that
like
either.
the Dina actress could have played Ellie as well.
She's a cutie patootie.
She also seems much older than Bella Ramsey, so it made it kind of weird feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
I did
start
like her-
wrapping it up because I have to go to work. But go ahead, Harry.
So are we? Can we? We can't really put a rating on it yet, right? It can't be total dog shit because we haven't
It's
seen
not total dog shit. I didn't hate it, honestly.
So what was all this shit talking you've been doing this whole time?
What I'm saying is there's a lot of things I don't like, and there's a lot of warning
Well,
signs, but I can't say that I hate
Which-
it.
Man,
We're-
Ellie's
Can't call it
terrible,
total-
Joel's terrible, Tommy's terrible, the filming's
didn't
terrible,
say Tommy's
locations are
terrible.
terrible.
Nobody said
and
Tommy's terrible.
I
No,
really
I
like
didn't say
it.
any
Nobody
of
would
these
say
things. Jesus.
But I
Harry-
love it. I love the
Harry,
show.
what were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
We were talking about Dina and
Yeah, I thought her casting was good. I also thought Jesse's casting was like spot on for the character. I'm interested to see that character.
yeah,
go
Allie probably
forward.
doesn't know.
Who's
Jesse.
Gypsy?
He's the friend that she first meets, the Asian guy at the party.
Who used to date Dina?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Dina's
one
ex.
who said they look up to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
think?
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get the boat scene in this?
Yes.
I sure hope so.
I just
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm excited. Like, I have criticisms about its relationship to the game, but I also still enjoy watching it and seeing like, ooh, that's from the game. How did they
Yeah.
interpret this from the game? Like, it's fun to analyze it that way. I think it's going to like kind of dampen my experience with the story that they're telling in the show, because I'm going to be playing this game the whole time I watch this season. Is what did they change, what's the same, and how did they interpret these scenes. So it's going to be fun to watch, but I don't think I'll be able to give it like a fair rating by the end of it, because it is all a comparison game that I'm playing.
I know I'm trying to separate myself a little bit from the game to try to just enjoy what they're making.
It's
But
like,
even then, it does feel a little. Some of it's kind of cheeseball. So
yeah, it does feel pretty CW. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
Is there an acceptable level of cheeseball though? Like, is there a level of cheeseball that you would accept and then a level you would not accept? Because I can handle some cheese.
yeah, like me and Allie both like Bates Motel, which we should debate that sometime because that's a great show.
I haven't.
We
seen
should
it.
debate that.
We should. Never mind.
No,
Yeah.
stop.
I,
Stop right there.
Come on down to
Yeah,
Master
so-
Bates Motel.
No, God. And you did it anyway.
I think a lot of the cheese I'm
They had a lot
worried
of showers.
might come from. I think a lot of the cheese might come from the Abby side of the story. Like, we've only got a touch of their characters, but like that first scene with those CW kids, Like I wasn't super confident that it was gonna like they were gonna be able to hold those characters because like we only saw a portion of them, but every one of those characters is gonna have a major scene within the show, and so far what I saw of them, I wasn't like super confident they'll be able to pull them off.
It was a little
But
too
we'll see.
Dawson's Creek.
I'm still very excited to see Abby. Like, just getting the little sprinkles of her character, I'm pretty excited to see where they go with it. Like,
Not as buff as she is in the game, but
and
I'm
that
okay
doesn't.
with that.
I don't care about that at all.
Yeah, who's working out that much during an apocalypse?
Some
You have to-
people are-
That would be like
And
12
probably
hours.
as much as Ellie's apparently sparring and not practicing her guitar.
I've seen people mad about that too. That she's not buff like Abby, and it's like you were mad that Abby was buff in the game. Like you can't have your
They
kid
were.
eat it too.
They were.
It's so weird. Like I don't get it.
The internet's weird. People
Yeah.
are. I don't understand going on and commenting on shit that much.
Yeah,
Maybe
and I think a lot
wait, hold on. Comment on this video.
Yeah.
Tell us what
are you doing, Chad?
Yeah. If you made it to the end of this video, comment fungus fingies or whatever we call
I'm gonna
it.
make a shirt.
Fungus monsters.
I'm gonna make a shirt of that.
Or bear barbecue.
Oh God! Don't even
barbecue.
barbecue.
Oh yeah, barbecue. That's right.
Did you
I
just
fucked
make
it
that up on the spot? I
did.
mean, I actually honestly I kind of look past that because they're teenagers and
And it was supposed to be dumb.
yeah, like
Yeah, and the whole like one of Ellie's like main things was bad pun jokes
Yeah, I
throughout
forgot
the
about
games and
that.
the first season.
oh man, in the game there was like a whole level when like you're walking through a city that's all destroyed and you can keep like it's like hit triangle for Ellie to tell you another pun and like you can sit there and listen to puns for a long time. Like they recorded a lot of them.
I guess that's fun.
So far, not total dog shit.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
It stinks.
I-
It stinks for sure.
It
I didn't
stinks.
think it was that bad. The way Justin texted us after he finished it, which I was like, I don't even want to hear your opinion before I watch the show myself because it sets the tone for like what I'm about to experience. And when I was done with it, after hearing you say total dog shit, I was like, that wasn't that bad. I don't know.
I was just trying to get
what
you
was-
amped up.
I just
So
don't.
negative
I don't
about it.
pay attention to Justin's reviews of things. Actually, or Chad's.
Then why am I
But
here?
I don't pay
What?
attention
Yeah,
to
what are you
Justin's
talking
reviews of
about?
things before I watch them because Justin always thinks things are total dog shit,
Yeah.
and Chad always thinks things are like deep and meaningful, even if it's poor things.
Poor Things is great. So is Triangle of Sadness. So is Banshees of Inisherin.
I haven't
so
seen
was
Banshees
Pig.
or Triangle.
Honora was great.
Oh,
These are all things. I like things.
okay.
I like a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm not.
This in particular, I don't
I
care
like.
for yet.
I like
But
things.
it could change my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty cheesy so far, but it's fine.
Chad's like, if the
I'm not-
Academy loved it, I loved it.
No,
don't hate it.
The Academy loved Amelia Perez. What are you talking about?
Chad's like, I'd like to thank the Academy for forming my opinion about all movies.
I haven't. Have you watched Amelia Perez?
Did you hear him?
I watched the first half hour of it. I got a little past the penis and vagina part, and
You
I was
probably
like,
just
okay, I
didn't
think I
understand
get
the
it.
symbolism, Chad.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give the Last of Us total dog shit yet. I think, and like even if I start criticizing the show, I don't want it to like, I don't want to seem like I'm talking shit on like the actual filmmakers, the lighting techs, like, you know, like
Because
it
none
is-
of that's total dog shit. All
yeah,
that's
it's
pretty great.
like it's
Yeah.
still a ton of work. It's far better than anything I could make. So it's like weird to kind of like sit here and just shit on it from a little room in Iowa. But yeah, I will be criticizing the storytelling.
Yeah, because fuck the writers.
Yeah.
The set design was incredible though.
Yeah.
Like I really
That-
did love the
The
sets.
dancing, like the room where the dance was like exactly from the game.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
excited
I mean,
for it.
it's fair to criticize because, you know,
They have
the show
billions
was
of
made
dollars
to
to do this
entertain,
shit.
and you're sitting here spending your time watching it.
Yeah.
And they had like, you
Fuck
know,
HBO.
it's not like you're criticizing the guy down the street who made like his first home, you know, his first film that he funded independently. This is HBO. They have
I
money.
wonder
We
what-
should
what's the
criticize, like, a
threshold
homemade
between
film.
criticizable and non-criticizable?
I don't think we can criticize Bella Ramsey's looks. I think
No.
that's really annoying and has nothing to do with the quality of the show. I don't know why people harp so much on it.
I think, I think the only thing that I would say about her looks would be just like it plays into how young I feel like she
Yeah.
is compared to what the storyline is trying to tell
But
me.
that's like a valid criticism. That's not just, oh, she's not hot like Ellie was in the game. I'm mad. It's like,
You just know like the person who thinks that also drinks Monsters and has decals on the back of their car.
we got to open up a t-shirt shop so we can do literal fucking fungus monster.com.
Let's do it.
Sounds like it'll be a hot seller.
I'd
People
buy
would
it.
absolutely buy that.
All right. Mock it up.
Especially after this episode when we go from like 17 subscribers to like 26.
26
Mom
for
makes
sure.
a couple more accounts.
She
Yeah.
does not know how. I don't know why you guys think mom's capable of making burner accounts when she can't figure out how to clear the notifications off her phone.
It's all a ruse.
So I know that like Harry wants to do
No.
like beginning season review, mid season review, and then after the last episode. But I think we're going to be coming back to this pretty quickly.
Yeah, see you next Monday,
See?
idiots.
Like I think where the story might go is going to encourage us to talk about it.
Well, let's just see what the next episode is. If it doesn't feel response worthy, then
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, we can watch Poor Things and tell Chad.
such
what
a
he's
good
wrong.
movie.
Yeah, because I
Good
didn't get all my camera and microphone set up just to have it just sit at my desk.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Allie, let's film a podcast without them.
Okay.
Yeah, I say let's do Poor Things next, and that way we know Allie has sat through Poor Things from start to finish.
At least I won't be watching it with mom and dad this time.
Should we call in any guests for stuff like that? Like, does Ryan or Jake or anyone have any strong feelings about any of these movies that they could sit in for 10 minutes?
Jake's like very insightful when it comes to media. Like,
Okay, I'm going to call
And
Jake in as backup for
Jake
Poor Things.
did like Poor Things.
yeah,
so
and it's
he's
like,
gonna
oh,
be
me and Jake argue a lot
support.
about Poor Things.
He's going
That's
to be
not-
my
you- what-
support.
Why do you need backup? You and Harry liked it. Me and Justin didn't. You can't sway the debate in your favor.
Yeah, I can. I'll do whatever I want to win. All right, I
whatever
got
I
to go to
want.
work. I got to go.
All right, well, not total dog shit.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I almost wore my YMH shirt as well.
I should have.
So
Yep.
yeah, we will continue on this conversation when another episode of
Yeah.
Interest comes out. But
The nostrils are cleared. Our sniffers are ready.
I think we
detect.
should let's shoot another one like about a movie this week. Like we don't have to wait till Monday.
Okay.
It's a lot of work
So-
goes into those.
Chad's schedule is wide
All the work
open.
goes into those. Yeah, this season's not ready for the bidets yet, but it's
Yeah. But you don't
Let's
bust,
light-
don't
let's
bust
light
out
some
your
incense.
bidets
Is
quite
it in
yet.
the apartment?
yeah. We should light some incense.
I don't think it's in the apartment yet. I think
No.
it's
It's outside. Like
Your
someone just
window is
mowed
open,
the grass. Like
yeah.
the lawnmower ran over dog shit and it like
Yeah.
flung a little bit, so it opened up a little stink.
Or
Yeah.
like
You're
it
walking to your
rained?
car, getting ready to go to work, and you're like, "What is that?"
The snow
hope I
has
didn't
melted.
step-
The snow has melted, and the turds are
hope-
being
like,
exposed.
I hope I didn't step in that.
Yeah.
Someone came over and they have a puppy, so it hasn't pooped in the house yet, but
Keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, keep an eye on it.
Well, that's the title of the episode.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, The Last of Us 2. Keep an
Keep
eye
an
on.
eye on it.
All right, I really gotta go.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
All right.
All right,
Have
bye
fun.
everybody.
All right, bye. Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Total Dog Shit. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment on what film or TV show or maybe even live play that we should talk about. Is it good or is it total dog shit? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you soon.